What's up, guys? Welcome to MAViSMITH Podcast number 2. We are running a bit later than usual because there were some problems that we had to iron out, etc. But yeah, we're going to get straight into it. I'm going to pass you over to GFA. He's going to talk about some stuff that we've been working on.
Yeah, welcome, guys. So basically, we finally got started on a project that we were talking about. You go back to some of the older podcasts 4 or 5 weeks ago, we were talking about something we wanted to start working on. We finally started working on it. It's really cool. Finally. But it's one of those things where it is going to take time to get all finished and polished. We still got quite a bit to film, but it's so far so good, kind of really positive. We've taken, so that I'm not going to obviously spoil anything yet, but it is a music video we're working on. And in this music video, there's 3 characters, and we've filmed one of the characters so far. All of their parts are done. I've taken the footage home. This was 2 weeks ago we filmed this. 2 weeks, so last weekend before, just over a week ago. So, and I took the stuff home and started playing around with it, into Premiere Pro, and really started sort of just piecing it together, getting it ready for color grading, any effects we need to do, just sort of getting it in time with the music and organised. So that's done for that character. I've put all their pieces together, so it's not in time, but all chopped up in the way look in the product, and it's really, really cool. It has a good impact on what needs to happen. Without ruining say about it, but still a lot to do.
We have got a killer last scene.
Yeah,
but I keep thinking about how good it's going to be, but we're going to have to really put it off.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
But I felt like that when we first started this. I thought we've got like the opening and the closing of this shoot is going to be powerful. So I knew we had to sort of try and nail it to our best ability. And I have to say, the opening has been pretty spot on so far. I'm hoping that once we get all the stuff filmed, if we nail it visually, and when we're actually recording it, if we nail the recording, once we're in Premiere Pro, we can really polish it up and change all the frame rates about and make it put on what we need to do. So when it's rendered out, we're going to render it out in 24 frames like a film would be. So it won't be in frames or 30 frames. It'll be like a film, 24 frames. It's going to look quality.
Yeah, we just have to nail the last scene, and it is hard trying to get actors and actresses to because obviously everyone is in jobs, and we don't really have a budget to hire actors just yet. And yeah, we could go down the route of getting people for free who want, and just cover expenses for people who want to build their portfolio up. But obviously that you're not paying, so you're not securing them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they can cancel on the day, and I've seen that many times. So it's just not worth it as well. So we're kind of just trying to get by as best as we can. But yeah, so that explains logic. That's the logic. But yeah, so it's all good fun. I mean, we have got ideas.
Hammer's gone.
Whereas we'll get. We go on. Putting
30-bit.
I would tell you how the audio is, but I'm watching it at the moment. I want to know where all these apps come from and where they get their money from, because the amount of times I see an app for something like, where those apps where you play online, trading stuff, and you've got to be on your phone to depend on.
Yeah.
I want to know how they get their money. I'm watching an advert now. This looks incredible, and it's probably just.
It's not one that
Knights
Corridor
of the
did,
Frozen Throne.
The one that Corridor did?
Oh, it's Hearthstone.
No, okay. Yeah, do you know what annoys me is when they advertise. It's not even when they advertise. Have you seen these adverts on Instagram and Facebook? Yeah, that would help. When they
whoa! Turn up.
When they advertise, they advertise their games, but they put a different game's footage. The amount of time I've seen a game that says "Play now on your mobile Combat Strike," and then all it is footage from Arma 3. And I'm sitting there going, this is Arbor 3, but how do they get away with that? There's a big old white blur right here. light. There we go.
Got really good lighting in my bedroom. Right, so let's get into it. First, obviously, topic's going to be movies and TV as per usual. A couple of small ones before we get into like Game of Thrones, Rick and Morty, etc. But there's a stunt woman killed on a movie.
Right now.
We have spoken about in the...
Really?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Today.
Oh.
Filming now. We spoke briefly about it last week.
When you say filming now, they're doing reshoots or they
Filming.
Just began?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, recently. Well, you missed it. Deadpool 2.
I missed it.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah. Star Wars.
Yeah, no. So yeah, he got killed today in an accident. They've released. Yeah. But it's weird. You never really think of people dying doing stunts. And what's worse, what I think is quite worse, is like, what I think is more painful is that if she was to have done the stunt, and then the film's gone out, a year or two, she would not have got any recognition apart from her name. So she's done like she would have done a near-death event, like stunt, and got nothing for it, and then now. I don't know. It's just find it odd. But then with that being said, Tom Cruise injured himself on Impossible.
Always injured. Sorry, go back. He always injures himself.
True. Yeah, true. I guess so. Well, because I would like to think that if I was a movie star, I'd do all of my own stunts.
Well, a lot of people do. A lot of people don't. It's one of those things where the more you do, then
it's
it's
your
hard.
Contract.
Yeah, it's hard to insure you. Like I think Tom Cruise per leg is the most ridiculous amount of money because no one wants to insure him. Yeah, well, it's like $1 million per leg or something stupid to insure him because because he does his own stunts, he's worth.
Yeah.
Each limb is worth so much because if he gets injured and it puts a film is delayed by 6 months, that film is going to lose a lot of money because. When they plan films, they usually pay for the sets and the actors and all the people that work on a film these days, which is hundreds and hundreds. They pay for them all in advance, and you've got a guy that's on a tight schedule that he's working on a film, and then he knows once this one ends, he's moving on to another film, and he's got that booked in. Let's say a lighting guy or a camera guy, then they'll lose him because he's got to move on to his new film. It's a very tight schedule to keep in Hollywood, and that's why there's so many stipulations with actors and doing their own stunts, and camera is doing my head.
Yeah, well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because Stephen Amell, who does Arrow, he does all of his stunts himself, but some stunts that he is allowed to do because obviously. But yeah, he I would like to think I'd do as much as I can imagine. I want to do this stunt, and you're looking like you could die.
Yeah,
I'm not going to kill an actor, like a really famous actor. Yeah, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, try and tell Tom Cruise not to hang on the side of a plane whilst it's in. Like, I know, like there's loads of safety mechanisms in place for these actors, but if one of those lines had snapped that was holding him to the side of that plane, good night, Cruiser, he's flattered.
So also, I just found this out today. I literally found it out before I was doing some research for the podcast. They're doing a live action Fast and Furious. Yeah, they're going around like on. And they're going around and they're doing live shows. This was announced a few weeks ago, or a couple of days ago. But it came out today that Vin Diesel a big role. I don't think he.
But it's not like Top Gear. It's like a semi-factual show. It's a film. Are they literally going to get the actors to
stunts.
act as?
No. There's going to be like stunts. I think they're gonna they're gonna
bring the actors out as like a bit of a.
I think they're gonna tag it like a stunt show. That's what they're
Yeah,
gonna drop it
maybe.
as.
So they're not going to have Vin Diesel come out as Dominic Santiago, not Santiago, Gears of War, Toretto or whatever. He's not going to come out and be like, "Oh, I'm Dom, blah blah blah. I'm the best driver in the world, blah blah." I think there'll be a stunt show, and they're just there as like a bit of a gimmicky thing to say, "Oh, look, these famous actors are hanging about. Watch us do some stunts while they sort of sit around."
Yeah.
How I'm.
Yeah. What else we got? Karen Gillan. Played Nebula in Galaxy.
Yeah.
She wants to play Joker, a female.
Right, cool. But then would you have a male Harley Quinn? I mean, if you're having one, you've got to have the other. It's the only way to be it. I don't know. I mean, like the thing is, I don't
want to see someone baseball batting in.
Feel that's
there's a reason Harley Quinn aims at the demographic she goes for with comic book people.
Yeah, true. I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I don't know if it would be any good, but I don't have a problem with it. It's the same as when they did the female Ghostbusters. That film was a bomb, but not because they were female Ghostbusters, just because the plot and the acting was poo. But it wasn't because they were women. You could have any four. I think it's because they took 4 actors and made it a comedy. Like, what's her name?
Yeah, but then
Melissa.
I would argue and say that they can't just do a remake.
No, they've got to reboot
I'm glad they tried, although
it'd be better if it was a bit more serious though. Like Melissa McCarthy, I think her name. I think she's a really good actress. She plays the same character.
She was funny in The Heat. Did you watch The Heat with her and?
I can't tell the difference between Sandra Bullock. I don't know, but I can't tell the difference between.
That Amy from Pitch Perfect.
What's she in?
The blonde.
Yeah, no. What was she in though?
She
was in Pain and Gain.
Do you know who I'm talking?
Yeah.
Her. So I watched Pitch Perfect 1 and 2. Pitch Perfect 1 was actually quite funny for a show that was and I thought I would destroy it, but it's actually quite enjoyable. Obviously, I did watch it thinking it's going to change my life, but it was funny. And then I watched the second one, and of course, the first 5 minutes, she's hanging upside down on tour, like ant show. Then we get it, you're fat. Like, come on.
Melissa McCarthy always plays the same character in every single film she does, and that's what annoys me.
Did you watch the film she did with Jason Statham? He was a spy. The film Spy. Yeah, the film Spy.
Melissa McCarthy? I don't think I ever saw that.
Jason Statham's is a comedy. It's actually quite funny. I watched it on the plane, so I didn't. My sister watched it and said it was really bad. And then I wasn't going to watch it. And then I saw the person next to me was watching, like trying to watch I kept looking over at the screen, and then something happened and it made me laugh. Jason Statham's funny. I didn't know he would. I didn't know he could play a funny character, but his timing was really good.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Unfortunately, people like Melissa McCarthy is very much like Seth Rogen. They always deliver and they're always funny, but they always play the same character. Like, could you imagine Seth Rogen trying to do a serious film?
Yeah,
it just wouldn't work.
Well, no, but there's some that do like. So look at Jim Carrey. I watched Liar Liar the other day.
Dude, have you ever seen the number 23?
No, but I've seen obviously posters in the trailer.
That is honestly.
So it shows he can do it,
Yeah, but I think with Jim Carrey, you can tell he's got that range of acting. You can picture him in a serious film, and you don't think of it like, because he's played semi-serious roles. Like, think about the Truman Show. In that film, although it was a bit of a comedy in areas, it was quite a serious film about his emotional roller coaster of life and how it wasn't real. And he played such a serious role in that. Go and watch the number 23. It's the most serious film he's ever done, and I was blown away by his performance. It's very much like Sin City.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's really, really good. It's probably I think it's my favourite Jim Carrey film, even though I love like all the films he's in when he does funny stuff, Dumb and Dumber, and even The Grinch is a classic Christmas film. Like, if it's Christmas, I'm watching Will Ferrell, Elf, and Jim Carrey, Grinch. It's got to happen.
I think Elf is No, I was going to say I don't see it. It was funny when it first came out,
I still find it.
but I feel like it's not played enough.
Yeah.
People aren't.
They've always played that stupid spooky skeleton film.
Jack Skellington.
Yeah. It's not a crap. Like Home Alone's always on, but that's a classic. The first Home Alone movie is great. The second Home Alone movie is pretty good. The third one was the fourth one was possibly the worst one ever. You ever see the fourth one? I think they made a fifth one as well.
I can't really remember. They all just put into.
They're different actors, aren't they?
Yeah.
The first two are Macaulay Culkin, and 3 is different, 4 is different.
I don't think I've seen 3 or 4.
3 was the one when he's in the house and he gets chicken pox and he's driving his little remote control car about, and those people try and burgle his house, and it's all snow and stuff, and he sets up some traps. You stand Home Alone gag. The other one was number 4 was this kid he lived in a really rich house, and his parents go out for dinner or something, and he's left home alone.
So he wasn't left home alone.
Yeah, just left home alone. These people try to break in, and he does, hilarity ensues when he sets traps. And then the ending is the worst thing. He has his house, because his family's so rich, he has this little intercom thing he talks through, and it tells his house to do things like close doors.
Yeah.
Some sort of shit. I can't really remember. And there's right at the end, the last scene is him sitting on his dad's shoulder after he's defeated the crooks. Gets his little device and goes like, what's he say? He says lights on, and he goes snow fall, and then the snow starts falling. And we're going, what? Who has written this film? Who has sat down and gone, what a way to end that film? I was like, that person should not have a job in writing anything ever again. It's just the worst thing.
I would love to see I would love to go to offices, sit in the writers' room, see what goes.
Like when Sharknado was a thing. I keep seeing these memes. People saying
no, they fucking hit.
But I keep seeing these memes. Like whenever you think you're down and out and you're about to give up on your dreams, just remember some guys met up one day and Sharknado became a thing, and now look at them.
Yeah, it is a big thing. So what's that? How do we spin off from that? The Joker. Oh, so there's like a spin off in comics. I don't know. Where Bruce Wayne dies as a kid, his mum goes insane and becomes Joker, and his dad becomes Batman.
That's wild.
So if you look at, I think there's a guy. If anyone's heard of him, Boss Logic. He does really cool posters on it. He does if you're into superhero stuff like artwork, you've most likely seen his work. So he did one there of Negan and Joker and whatnot. He did one of that's Lauren Cohen who plays his mum in the film,
in the new one.
Yeah, and then he also did one of, for example, look at that. How sick is that?
Yeah,
and then he does do one of what's his name? Batman. Negan.
Oh God.
That one there. That's one of Matthew McConaughey playing Joker. Obviously, there's he uses that. Yeah, but there's one of them playing
what is that actor's name?
They go Harley Quinn as Negan.
Wait, so a male Harley Quinn?
No, that's she's got a ponytail.
You
think that's the backside of a man? Leans in.
He can do squats.
True. Yeah. So you can see there, so he's that's it there. Look. So Negan, or what's his name?
I can't think of the actor's name now. It's annoying me. He's such a good actor as well. It was some nobody I wouldn't mind, but he's a really good actor.
I actually fan casted him by Jeffrey.
That's it.
But Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That level. I fan cast him a while ago, and then in our group chat, someone put, Negan's been announced or casted.
I think it was Rob.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck off. I thought he was joking, and it was. I was like, I didn't know he'd stoop down to a TV show, because I feel like TV shows are much better than films now. Yeah,
I do. I think if someone said we're making your favourite book into a film or a TV show, I'd much rather it be a TV show, even though the budget's less. I mean, look at things like Game of Thrones or anything like that. I mean, the good thing about TV shows, especially if it's based on a book, like if Lord of the Rings was a TV show, holy shit! I know Lord of the Rings was a really good films, but I feel like in a show, because it's so long and there's so many hours to cover, you can really expand on each character.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones would never ever have worked as like a trilogy of films, or even a saga of films. It would have been so crap.
Yeah.
It would never have worked. And I think The Walking Dead's the same. When you've got a story to tell and you've got so much character development and so much going on, like Game of Thrones, there's so much going on and so many different pies being cooked at once. The only expression I can think of. But yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, I mean, same as Lord of the Rings. I feel like if Lord of the Rings was a series, like today, if they read the whole thing as a series, I think it's mental.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on. So the Spider-Man poster where he's laying down on the wall. That's actually a thing because he fell asleep like that.
Oh, what, Tom Holland?
Yeah, and someone took a picture of him and then they made that into a poster.
That's pretty cool.
But that's him actually asleep.
That's it.
I just thought that was quite cool. I just saw that.
Yeah.
Avengers have now started filming again. They put up a picture of Robert Downey Jr. and
when did they stop though?
They stopped. They filmed the part 1,
and
they're reshoots.
It might be reshoots.
Yeah.
So I thought they'd finished both parts.
Oh well, yeah. So they've restarted doing reshoots. They put up a picture of Robert Downey Jr. and
Chris Evans.
One of them's got to die. Who do you reckon? I reckon someone else can play Captain America more than someone can play Iron Man. No, you can't. Robert Downey. We even saw in Spider-Man. So I finally did catch Spider-Man. We went and watched. Great film.
Yeah, it's really
the twist.
we can talk about it now. It's been out long enough.
Yeah. So the twist when found out that she was his dad. Even I didn't get that, and
didn't see it coming.
People were saying, "Oh, it's because."
Yeah, and he's
white.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Even if she was white, I wouldn't. But I just thought it was too. I thought it was too good to be. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought no, not just Marvel. I think it was too good to be. I don't really think of stuff. I don't think I've ever sat and gone. I've gone. Like they're always good.
Yeah.
I've never actually gone. Oh fuck! Like, sick.
I felt like it was a really simple twist and a really simple storyline to have, but
yeah,
it's still. I just didn't. I wasn't even think. I at no point did I even put him having children together, because the second time round I noticed it right at the beginning. He's showing that picture to his colleagues, and they all say, "Oh, what, your kid drew this?" He goes, "Yep, getting better," and that kind of thing. So, and he goes, "Your kid's going to turn out to be a genius." And he goes, "Oh, we'll see." But they never specify gender.
It's like
they never say she's going to be good because they don't want to ruin it.
Well, it's like the Chekhov's gun theory. The Chekhov's gun theory. He said if you when you're writing, if you write about a gun being cool, that gun has to go off in the next. If not, there's no. Which is not just guns, but off like anything.
Yeah.
Like, if I write, if I not that I explain like, not that it is. I just said connected on. If that makes you, that helps you. So what was I saying? Yes. So if I write GFA walks down the stairs in his leather jacket, fine. But if I then put in the action, GFA puts a gun in his. If GFA puts a knife in his back pocket, shouldn't ever just walk around with that. I focus on that. So when we filmed Two Punch Man and the camera zoomed around and you put the gun in your pocket, some people do that and then they won't include the gun. But if you think it's cool to show it, you've got to have the right kind of.
Well, yeah, that's why
you've got to fit it in.
That's why they're saying that. That's why they're saying. That's why everything you see in a film, a TV show, every single little thing you see is there for a reason.
Good films.
Yeah, with an extent. I mean, if you haven't like Daniel Craig, James Bond, what was the good one? The first good one he did, Casino Royale. Casino Royale.
They're Untold.
No, it wasn't. It was Casino Royale.
Casino Royale.
Yeah. The bit where the extras sweep in the air. and he's got a broom, but he's not sweeping the floor. He's like just sweeping in the air, in the background. That kind of stuff obviously wasn't there for a reason. That was just the extra being a knob. But things like, for example, everyone's going mental about this whole Game of Thrones thing with Lady Stoneheart, because last episode, not this week's, but the one before, the bit, and it's been out for a week, so again we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about the one that's airing tonight. So.
Yeah. The bit where Brienne is fighting Arya.
Yeah.
In the background, if you look when Arya says to Brienne, you swore an oath to my mother you would look after her daughters. When she says the word mother, you see a woman just sort of like drift past the background, past like a little crack between two walls. And obviously, as a director, you wouldn't put that person in that background of that shot for any other reason. Like, it's not an extra just like walking from trailer to trailer. They're there for a reason. They know they're in that shot. So the directors consciously put that person in that shot and cued them to walk past in that exact moment when she said the word mother. That's not a coincidence. That's been done on purpose. Now, whether they're doing it to sort of tease Lady Stoneheart, but because they said they weren't going to do it, so whether they're just teasing it to sort of go, oh, let's see, all the diehard fans and the people that read the books are going to be like, oh, potentially Lady Stoneheart, and they're just sort of teasing it to sort of, just...
I'm fucking watching this shit. I haven't seen it.
You're not seeing it. So I reckon they're just sort of teasing. I don't think it's going to happen.
But it's just like a little nugget for like.
Yeah. So I think it's exactly that little nod towards that character for those book readers that know about her. I think it's that.
So what? So when is it? When Arya walks? Yes, I'm using ad blocker. Maybe there.
Arya says to Brienne, "You swore to my mother," and in the background you see a woman just drift past in the background.
Well, that could just be showing that there's people there.
It could be, but that's the only person you see walk past in that entire scene, and it's on the exact moment.
No, but you see someone walk past Arya. You see that guy walk past Arya.
Yeah, but it's quite scarce. It's like there's barely anyone. That person's there for a reason, whether or not they did it. And bear in mind they queue everyone. They queue everyone to walk at some.
Grasping at straw.
Oh yeah, but I think
Right.
I think.
Sorry to the audio listeners.
I think there's more than meets the eye of that bit. But things like that. That's what we're trying to say. Is everything is in a shot for a reason. As Matt said, if there's a gun on the wall, whatever, then.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
Fuck that. You ain't gonna just be strolling around Winterfell. She's the fucking mum.
Exactly.
Bro.
That's why I think it's a teaser. I don't think it is her, but I think it's a little nod because I think, it could be anything. But that she's there for a reason. The director would have put her into that shot, or and that was written into the extra walks past in background. And whether or not it's supposed to be a nod, we don't know. But it'd be
that's a grasp, I think.
It was all over the Tinternet for a little while.
Right, I think that's a big grasp. What did you think of Game of Thrones?
This week, I said to everyone
after
today,
last week. Oh yeah, you said to me.
Of
course, you're gonna say that.
Well, actually, no. I'm going to say this as well. Now you brought it up, I remember. Go to last week's episode, and I called what was going to happen with Jamie. But
doesn't make any sense.
It makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. But no, what I was going to say is, I actually said to everyone today at work, everyone was sort of, because I usually watch it on the bus on the way in, so that I can then, so in case anyone else has watched it already, and I don't get it ruined for me. But no one ever stays up to 2 in my office, like sort of grown up, so no one bothers doing that. But what I didn't want is it to be ruined, so usually I watch it on the way in, but I didn't do that today. So my friend asked me at work, said, "Oh, have you watched it yet?" And I said, "No, I haven't." But I said to him there, and then I said it's probably going to be a bit of a slow one. I think we've had some really quick episodes. I think tonight's going to be a bit more of a storyline, less I don't think there's going to be a battle. It's just going to be a slow episode, a bit of a filler, and that's what it kind of felt like. There was a lot that happened. There were some really good moments, really iconic moments, but it was definitely to take a gear down from the last couple of weeks.
My argument is that they've brought down the episodes by 2. They must get about 2 million of budget.
More than that.
So, if you cut down by 2, bear in mind 10 short as it is, you're nearing like UK BBC dramas. They're like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So you're 8 episodes in. You don't really have time for fillers. You've got to find a way to, But we'll see when it gets to episode 8 and it's the finale of the season. You'll see what they could have done instead. So you'll see, like, you know, right now you can't decide. Like, I don't think anyone can decide if it's a filler, because, you know, if it comes to episode 8, and then it's a really jam-packed. I just don't know. I don't like the idea of there being 8 episodes and then we still having fillers. You look at shows like Arrow, Flash, Supergirl. They've got 24 episodes.
Yeah.
And they have fillers rightfully because they're so fucking long. But as 8 episodes, I just don't want to miss out on anything.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel like this episode was important. It was important to have a bit of a filler, but not. I wouldn't say it was a filler. Needed to be a filler episode. I felt like it needed to progress everyone's storyline, and people had to go to places. So we had to have the bit where Tyrion went to meet. Spoilers, by the way. When we stop waving our hands, then you know.
Tyrion goes to meet his bed after talking to Daenerys about plans.
Yeah. So when you see this, it means we stopped. And if you're an audio listener, well,
good luck.
Yeah.
You should have watched it by now.
Yeah.
If you somehow found our podcast, you should have watched it by now. if not, just skip ahead, you know, and just keep pausing it, and hopefully it will. If you listen to one word, you'll be able to tell if we're playing. I'm not just going to randomly go, "Oh, Daenerys died."
But
sorry.
No. So Tyrion goes to see Jaime.
She doesn't die.
Tyrion goes to see Jaime, obviously, and they meet and talk about brotherly things and about fighting the White Walkers. So I think that getting them to move there had to happen, and that was like a meeting that had to happen. And the whole conversation about Cersei and her being pregnant again. Cersei. And that whole conversation about her and Jaime had about and saying that Tyrion didn't murder her father. And then the whole thing with Jon and Daenerys and the dragon landing, and she sort of looking like, what the hell's going on here? Because he was stroking the dragon and it was like,
but also
looking at him all funny.
Sorry, the biggest thing was what's Samuel's wife called?
Lily, Tilly, Billy. What's her name? It's Tilly, isn't it? No. Oh,
Gilly. So Gilly, you know, bro.
Back this home, or am I gonna?
I have to go fix it. So Gilly drops the biggest bombshell of season 8.
What?
You don't hear what she said?
I'm a minute.
Let me get the actual quote up. It's right on my.
Gilly bitch. Like, what was it? What was
no,
it?
It was where is it? Oh, a second. I literally was like, I was literally, because I kind of got it, kind of, you know, I kind of knew what she was saying, kind of thing, but didn't completely understand. I can't find it.
What, with the steps and all that?
No, she basically says that. Oh, that's it. Yeah. So she basically says that. Where is it? Says here the High Septon annulled a marriage from Prince Rhaegar and married him in secret to another woman in Dawn, which means that he's not a bastard. He's a Targaryen. He's not half Targaryen, or he's not half Stark. He is just Targaryen, because they were. For those wondering what this means, to Dany's claim, Jon is ahead of her in succession. He is the rightful heir to the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, what up?
This is due to him being the firstborn son of Rhaegar, and as he was the firstborn son of Aerys. There's a big old grid here. Obviously, you know, it goes.
Family tree.
It's a big old family tree. He's dead. Jon's the last one. Then it goes Daenerys, but obviously Daenerys is a girl, and obviously back there, all in there.
I literally didn't even pick up on that. I heard her say it, but I sort of just glazed over because I was laughing at Sam talking about shit.
He was so angry that he just ignored her. That is big. That means he is, you know, he doesn't want it. He won't want it. He'll give it to Daenerys most likely.
Is Daenerys his auntie?
No, cousin.
Cousin? Isn't
she, I was reading up because I was reading up on Ryan.
Isn't she what's her name's sister? I thought she was his mum's sister. Is it there? It's on the family tree, it'd be on there.
Who?
Daenerys and
Daenerys is here. So it's Daenerys is his aunt. Yeah, you're right, his aunt.
Yeah.
So that is big. That's like
it's mental.
You know.
Well, and you could tell. Like, that's the thing. You could when he said he was going to go north above the wall, you could see Daenerys' face drop because she was like really worried for him. So obviously she's like, he's fallen from a little bit clearly, and with him stroking the dragon, she must think, damn, how is he how's a dragon not eating his face right now, kind of thing.
Jon Snow of House Targaryen, first of his name, the resurrected, rightful king of the Andals, the Rhonar, the first men, the king of the North, the 998th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, saviour of the free folk, slayer of the dead, the White Wolf, the son of ice and fire, the prince that was promised. A right proper lad. Oh, wow. And also, how cool was it when they were like, when Gendry and Jon were in the cave?
Yeah.
Like, just having like banter, like what Ned and Robert Baratheon. And
cool.
he's gonna. I can't wait for the next episode. I'm feeling it's gonna be about an hour's worth in above, like north of the Wall.
But you think the whole thing's gonna be there?
Apart from Daenerys panicking that she sent Jon on a suicide mission. Because I'm not being funny, right? I actually saw it on the Game of Thrones subreddit. I can get it up in a second. I literally just saw it again. Their plan is fucking stupid. Like.
Go above the wall,
right.
grab it.
No. So someone's deed out their plan.
Why couldn't she fly a dragon and just like claw one?
Try and capture a white without destroying it. Do so while avoiding getting killed by the Night King and his army. Bring the white south to King's Landing. Get an audience with Cersei to show her the white. Magically convince her to sign a truce with Dany and send both their armies to fight the Night King. Cersei don't give a fuck. She knows she's lost the war. She knows she has because Jamie pretty much said to her that she can't win, so she's gonna meet her and try and kill her or whatever. But what people are thinking? So the Clegane Bowl in the books.
What?
The Clegane Bowl. What it is? It's the Hound versus the Mountain.
Yeah.
They have this big fight and it's this huge fight or whatever. They think that the Hound's gonna get killed.
Come back as a white.
And they're going to send him in, and then there's going to be a fight between him and the Hound. It's going to be like a nod to the book. I keep going to say comics, the books.
Because I saw this online. They said people are speculating already that they're not going to be able to capture any of the whites. One of them will die, or a few of them will die above the wall. Because you see that bit where Jon. Have you seen the next week's promo?
Yeah.
And Jon's running with Tormund, and they're just and he's out of breath. He's like sprinting for his life. So I think. I have a feeling that the Hound will die up above the wall and come back, and they'll take him back as a white.
Yeah, the guy with his flaming sword, he's going to die too. That was a very big death stance.
Yeah. Well, I think that could be what happened. They could be surrounded, and they're going to say, "Go now, Jon Snow, King of the North. You need to get back because they depend on you." And tell them they're going to see something. They're going to tell them what you saw here. The fact they have giants or something, because that's all news. And then they have got giants or the giant spiders or whatever they're supposed to be in it.
No, they knew about the giants because the guy one of my favorite actors in the series, the dad of
Is that a egret?
Yeah.
Oh, he's where's he from?
Yeah, him. I think he's his dad. I had that. Sorry. He goes. They have giants. They have spider. They have giants.
Yeah.
But then you see loads of fire there. In the trailer for the series, so the dragons go there, and then you see Dany looking like, a bit like, oh fuck, like she's standing with Tyrion, so she'll be like, oh, let's send the dragon over, sends the fucking dragon over, and then saves the day, and I think that I'm gonna call it now. Jon jumps on the dragon and rides it back. Maybe he gets saved by jumping the dragon and rides. I feel like I've just blown your mind. You're just sitting there like.
Yeah, because he's Targaryen, it could happen. It could land and protect him.
I just find it incredible that he is not. Again, they've completely just taken. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's half Targaryen, half Stark." Nah.
Yeah, they're gonna.
They saw that and were like, "Fuck you, spin it this way." They are good. Yeah. They are incredible.
The way this episode ended, I was just like, I cannot. Like every week, it's the same thing that you always like. I can't wait for next week. But this one especially, because I felt like there wasn't a big thing to make me go, "Oh, that was awesome." The gates opened, they walked out into the unknown, and I was just like, "Oh God, it's gonna go off."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, next week's gonna be mental."
I wanted to see a scene of Arya and the Hound. Oh shit, that's nothing again.
Well, the thing is though,
because the Hound was at Winterfell.
He's on her list. The Hound is on her list to kill, and she thinks he's dead. She scratched him off the list, but if he comes back, I don't know if she'll be so kind to him. I think she'll kill him, because I actually went back and watched a few episodes between those two, and I thought when I was watching it, I thought, oh yeah, they've got quite this like fun, caring, like she sort of likes him. That's the way I thought about it. But then you go back and watch, and actually she kind of hates him. even at the end.
Oh, she does. Yeah.
So I don't think it would be a cool reunion. I'm hoping she'll see him. If he dies above the wall and they capture him, they'll take him through Winterfell, so she'll see him as a White. Anyway, so she'll see him again.
I'd love to see him as a White though, because he's gonna have a burn mark on his face, isn't it?
Maybe like ice or something.
Oh, I think that should conclude Game of Thrones.
You're safe to come back if you're audio or visual listener.
Did you watch Jessica Jones?
Yes.
Kilgrave returns in season 2.
No, he was awesome.
Oh, cool.
I loved him, but it's been a whole season about
I reckon.
him.
Well, it will probably be because he was so good and he did take it by storm. I reckon. Sorry, was I kicking your mic?
But you can have too much of a good thing. Do you know what I mean?
No, but I reckon he'll be like, no, he is still a big part of her. You know, her fucked upness.
Is there going to be a second series of her, Jessica Jones?
They're filming it now.
It'll be after Defenders, because Defenders comes out this Friday.
Does it?
Yeah, Defenders comes out this Friday, August 18th. 4 days.
I thought it was like 2 months.
No,
bro.
Defenders comes out literally this week.
Rip life. Yeah, so he's back in the.
I mean, that's cool. I really liked him.
The police scene. In the police. If you haven't seen Jessica Jones, it is really good, but Kilgrave makes it. That's why I'm worried for season 2.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's why they brought him back.
His writing was incredible.
Did he write that?
No, the writing for his character.
Okay, yeah.
His
I thought it meant David Tennant actually wrote.
No. His character's writing was, incredible.
It's absolutely amazing. Like every scene that he was in, again, he was one of those villains that he absolutely nailed it. Every now and then, in superhero films or any film really that has a villain, sometimes you just get a villain that nails their role, and you're genuinely quite scared of them as a viewer.
Billy Bob Thornton in Fargo, he ain't trying to. I'm really big on villains. If you're trying to blow up the world, you're gonna fail. I mean, when has anyone in the history of villainous blown up the world? When has anyone succeeded in their plan? If their plan is tiny, like destroy a family, they will most likely do it.
Yeah.
So like Billy Bob Thornton's character in Fargo, he's just a hitman, and there's the finale, the first 5-10 minutes, is just mind blowing. Like it literally, I just couldn't guess it. And I was watching it with Natalie, and I was just, I'm normally like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I was just sitting there in awe. So I just couldn't get it. I couldn't guess what was happening.
Yeah. And I mean, I haven't seen it, so I can't speak for it. But you know what I mean when you get people like Heath Ledger's Joker, and even video games can nail it. Vast in Far Cry.
Even Heath Ledger's character, it wasn't to blow up New York like what Marvel would have gone down or take over the world. He was just chaos. That's why he was so good. And Bane was good because all he wanted was to shut down New York, which he did.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think when you have as you said, if you have a villain that bites off too much, it gets a bit boring because like, oh, here we go again, a cliche villain wanting to destroy the world. Like Age of Ultron, I felt like that fell because that, and Loki had the same issue. He wanted to bring an army to Earth.
However, that also, in the other hand, if you look at Thanos, he has the
capability
to, and it's
do
been built up.
Yeah.
And everyone talks about how badass he is, rather than he just appear and I'm going to destroy Earth today.
Well, what they'll do is he'll mark my words now. A year before it comes out, we will see a lot of Marvel superhero deaths in the first film.
Yeah.
Because they need to show that he is not the same as other villains. This is a serious.
I'm just worried that they're going to drag him out for 2 films.
Well, I'm hoping that he won't come along until the end of the first film.
I reckon I reckon he'll come in. He'll come in through the portal first. When he comes through that portal.
Yeah.
He shows what he's doing, blah blah blah. Well, this is how I'd write it. Shows what he's doing, what he's going to say. He goes back through he pulls another planet into Earth. He then goes back through the portal. It crashes into Earth, and then there's like a parasite or like bad people on that planet that fight this planet. They survive. Maybe one person dies. Thanos just comes through and just kills one after they've survived. They're all like tired and whatnot. They all want like a burger or something. He walks through the portal and then just kills one of them straight away. Because rather than have him just be a pain in the backside, he ain't going to succeed. He's going to die in the second part. Something's going to happen.
Yeah, in the end the Avengers will win.
But you don't want him to be on screen for the collective of about 5 hours. 5 hours.
Yeah. Just
to die at the end. We don't want that kind of. We want him to be a menace in different ways of just him.
Yeah, I think he'll come into the film. So I reckon he'll come in the back end of the first, because I think the beginning of Infinity War is going to be, okay, let's introduce Guardians and Avengers. Let's merge that together. They'll probably have a fight. There'll be a Groot versus Hulk. There'll be a Star-Lord versus Iron Man. There'll be this like fight between Avengers and...
The only problem is the leaked footage that came out with Thor meeting...
Yeah, but that was just Thor, so you never know. There could be a big...
Yeah, but I reckon they're going to be in the spaceship for a good, day or two. They're going to become friends as soon as...
Well, even if they don't fight, you've still got to have that... There's still going to be that first 20 minutes of them meeting and introducing that dynamic of the two characters. And then they're going to say, well, we've got to be careful, Thanos is coming. And they're going to be like, Thanos? And Thor will be like, I know Thanos, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then there'll be that kind of collusion. And then... Yeah, because he's in Asgard, isn't he? And Thanos, he knows he's got the Infinity Gauntlet. That shit.
What was that?
And Loki knows Thanos because Loki's met Thanos.
Was that in Thor 2?
Thor.
Where did Loki meet Thanos?
When he went to get the Chitauri, like all the aliens. Remember when he's sitting there and he's doing that vision in the first Avengers film, and he's walking around and he breaks. No, that's Ronin. But he's walking around, and Thanos is in the chair, and he turns around and says, "You'll get your army once you give me that Tesseract or whatever," because he's always trying to get the stone.
Oh right.
So he knows Thanos is about, and I think Thor knows Thanos is about. Yeah. So there'll be this thing, Guardians meet the Avengers, that will happen, and then as you said, Thanos will turn up. He'll kill some of the Avengers to the point where they know they have to rethink their strategy and they have to work together in a different way. But I don't know who they're going to kill off. I'm trying to think about it, and I reckon I reckon Tony will die.
You can't kill Robert Downey Jr. You can't. He's irreplaceable as Iron Man.
Yeah, but these are the last films. There's not going to be any more.
There's more phases. Is there not more phases afterwards?
No, this is it now. This is the end of this Marvel universe. The only things that will come afterwards is some standalone. I think there's supposed to be another Spider-Man film coming out,
Ant-Man,
and another Ant-Man. But they could very well do that without.
They are going to carry on milking it though. They will milk. They will milk
but they could do a Spider-Man film about Spider-Man or Peter Parker trying to survive without Iron Man. And, because Iron Man really likes Peter Parker, he could leave his fortune to him because he's really smart. Iron Man could die and leave his money to Peter Parker, and Peter Parker could be like the new designer for the Avengers stuff. And they could make another Avengers film without Iron Man and have Peter Parker the leader of it.
He's so good.
Oh, yeah. Robert Downey Jr. is by far the best actor on that cast. And I think he makes a lot of the films, and he is pivotal to the film's success. And I feel like getting rid of him would be stupid. But... he's been in all the films. He's in every single one. Did you know? I was watching some interviews with Tom Holland, talking about Spider-Man and talking about the new Avengers because they've been filming it for quite a while. And he was saying that on the Marvel set there's a place called Downeytown, and it's literally Robert Downey Jr. is so rich and so well taken care of. He has 4 trailers in a square. And in the middle, he's got a garden with a chef that cooks food, and you go in there, and it's basically like this own little town. You've got a trailer for alcohol, that kind of with a bar in it. So he's pretty much made his own little living quarters in the middle. And bear in mind, they move around when they move sets and stuff. Yeah. So he's literally just got these 4 trailers in the middle, his own garden. So that he's being paid. He's the highest paid Marvel actor by far, and he was the highest paid actor 2 years running. Not last year before, and the year before that, 15 and 16, I think he was the highest grossing actor. So he's raking it in. So realistically, getting rid of him would do them a favour. So I don't know what they're going to do.
The last movies and TV is I've typed Rick and 40.
Very good.
But I think I mean Rick and Morty. Yeah. First of all, hello Jacob.
What up, bro?
Rick and Morty. As we mentioned last week, we can't really go into much about it because you can't really theorize with it. There's not much theorizing with it. There's not much going on. However, Logic played a cameo in it, which I found quite enjoyable because he loves Rick and Morty, so it was nice that he's able to get his his cameo in it as well.
Yeah,
quite cool. And he wasn't overbearing or overpowering or anything like that, which was quite nice itself.
Yeah, 100%. I thought Logic's performance was quite good. It wasn't over the top. He was only in it for a very short amount of time, but it was sort of They didn't bring him in as like a big character that had a lot of lines. He sort of just a bit of a spoiler, but he just did a song. So
yeah. But I was saying to GFA, I was thinking he'd come in and start spouting out loads of positivity stuff, which is fine. But in his songs, I'm a big fan of his music, but in his songs, I just find it a bit too much. But if that's what you want to do. I'm just watching the advertisement for Twitch is the Hitman's Bodyguard. Have you seen that?
no, is that
Samuel Jackson and Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Reynolds, isn't it?
What's the word?
Ryan Gosling.
Wrong brother. That looks quite fun. That looks like an enjoyable film. Anyway, moving on. That's our film stuff down. For anyone watching on stream, we do live. Sorry, if anyone's watching on podcast, we do live stream, so you can come and ask us how we feel about films, games, TVs, news. What did I say?
You said TVs. So yeah, we feel quite
TV
like Sony's.
series for shortening, and then just come and chat with us. You'll probably have to. It's every Monday, ranging between 8 and. Well, we won't start any time after 9:30. We did today. In future, we won't start any time after 9:30. But if you do want to come and chat with us, by all means. But we are going to be moving on now to the games part of the podcast. We have been streaming for about 48 minutes now. About 50 minutes actually, because I'm a bit behind on my stopwatch. But so I'll just kind of go through these with you, and then we'll see how you feel. Fallout 4's got its Game of the Year edition announced.
Right. So they're bringing out the Game of the Year edition with all the DLC.
Yeah. But I feel like Game of the Year editions are pointless because you can get season passes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. The season pass for Fallout 4 is what, £20 now?
Yeah.
And they're probably going to release a Game of the Year for £40, like full price, and say, yeah, get the game and all the DLC. If you've already got the game. But if you're a new buyer, then yeah, it makes sense. But if you've already got the game, then you're not going to re-buy the Game of the Year edition. I suppose it's good, but at the same time, it's like if anyone who hasn't bought Fallout 4 that intends on getting Fallout 4 at this point.
Exactly. I don't understand Game of the Year edition because, well, what like a graphics change? Skyrim.
It was Skyrim.
They
rebooted.
Like, come on, like, I would love to see what kind of sales they made because, Skyrim. I've got Skyrim and I've never played it.
Oh, really?
Well, the first mission's get past spiders. I've got a big phobia. I can't do that mission. But I have got past the mission. I got up to the bit with the first dragon, got to the town, saw some chickens rolling around. And I don't know, I just didn't really. And then you see the dragon fly out, and then it flies away in the distance. It just didn't really appeal to me. I don't know. I
played it through once, and I felt like there was just.
I don't get magic. If it was just a sword fighting game, and there was horses, and you put down dragons with bow and arrows, or like a big ballista like in Game of Thrones, I just don't like the idea of magic.
It's a bit too complicated for me. Like,
yeah, in my opinion, but it's probably but then it probably is easier.
Well, it's not. No, it's not that. What I mean is, like, in that game, you can level up your light armor, you can level up your heavy armor, you can level up your one hand, you can level up your two hands. Then you've got all the magic shit, and you can have this spell, that spell. Do you want to have restoration? Do you want to have destruction? I just want to
recreate Game of Thrones. I don't want
So there's so much to do. Like, there's so many skills. You can never do it all in like. It would take you like 4 or 5 characters just to sort of try out what you like. And the game's so long that I don't want to play it through 5 times. And at the end of the day, I mean, Fallout, I feel like you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. It's like lockpicking. Fallout's very specific in what skills you upgrade, whereas it feels like it's quite vague in Skyrim.
It's only like 15 or 20.
Yeah, so I feel like you know what you're getting yourself into. Whereas Skyrim, you're like, well, do I want to do destruction or do I want to do conjuring? Or there's so much, and you're like, oh yeah, I want to do conjuring, but I haven't learned any spells for conjuring, so I don't even know what I can do once I level it. It's just like, it's just too complicated. There's too much to it. I don't have time to learn it all.
Yeah, no.
As a grown up, when you're playing a game, when you're like 16. You're 14, you come home from school and you've got no commitments but homework, then yeah, fine, you've got all that time to be able to do that. You're home at 4
o'clock. It's 2017, who does homework now?
Yeah, exactly. So.
But if there's any like under 16s watching this, do your homework. Not going to be, plastered by your parents for, oh, well, they said you don't have to do your homework. So moving on, player unknown. Got FPS. Not really much to say here. We've been playing it a lot recently. FPS on all servers now. As of
Squad, solo, and duo.
So if you don't play first person, I don't know why. I hate people like you. I'm sorry. I just don't find third person enjoyable.
If you haven't tried first person only, I'll try it because I didn't like the idea at first because I prefer first person only, but I would never play in first person in normal servers because you're at a massive disadvantage.
All the time I'd play, I'd have GFA screaming at me going, go in third person!
I'm like, dude, you're in a third person server, just use it because
you're looking at Charlie, he's third person around the corner, you look at Jacob, he's laying down third person, you look at me and I'm like aiming around the door.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I'm getting shot, why, how can he see me? I'm like, because, but yeah, first person only, when everyone has got that stipulation they have to use first person, the game is just so much better. It lasts longer. The combat's more fun. You don't get bullshit death where you're running up a hill and all of a sudden someone crests over the top and pops you in the head because they see you when you see them. It's so much better. So much better. So yeah, go and play first person.
And if you're attacking someone, you're at such a disadvantage because
if they're sitting there looking out of a window,
third person around a rock.
But at the same time, if you're attacking someone in third person, you're at a massive disadvantage because you're third around a rock, as you said. If you're attacking someone and they're sitting in a window, you're going to see them just when they see you, so it's quite fair. But
if you're storming a house,
but they still have to sit in the window in first person.
Yeah, but if you're running towards a house, you're like storming it, like like when we jump out of a car, we storm into a house. Someone's third person around a window, they just come and shoot us.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Third person's bullshit. So, but if you're in a third person server, there's no reason to play first person because then you're at the disadvantage. So, yeah, definitely go and play first person only. You won't go back. It's so much better.
We've got sorry, I'm yawning.
I want to talk about No Man's Sky as well.
What is it?
It was that.
No, the answer's nothing.
It was really, 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 really crap.
Yeah.
And now it's like just really crap. They've made it a little bit better, and they've started to develop and listen to the community because they're losing so much money. And Boars bought it because he was like,
"What the fuck, really?"
Yeah, because he was like, "Well, you've got to admit, if they're putting time into, if they've got these awful reviews and this whole issue." You've got to respect the fact that they're actually at least continuing to develop the game and try their best. I was like, but they're doing that because they're probably bankrupt because everyone refunded the game. So they want people to buy it again. When what they're going to do, start again and I'm assuming they got a loan out to even start the game in the first place.
Oh, definitely.
Or they got investors and whatever. So they've got to pay all them back and make sure they get a profit. So,
talking about lost games, GTA just announced, well, not GTA themselves, that there's a modder doing Project London. I just saw some pictures. I've
always wondered. Well, the first GTA was in London, wasn't it? The first ever GTA was in London.
4 days ago. But they've got a couple of these cars.
Mars. England
versus Scotland, like football game, Wembley Stadium. Heathrow's there. It's just some little things. I don't know why. It's done by. I'm guessing it's done by an American modder. All the cool people are.
You can tell models. Because he's gone. Oh wait, what's a British thing? Mars bar. That's British. We'll stick that on it. But have you ever seen a Mars logo like that above a petrol station or whatever?
And also, what the fuck is why is there so many services like police, ambulance, the small ambulance? That's quite cool. I like that people do stuff like that because someone's putting all the Fallout 3 onto Fallout 4's engine.
Really?
Yeah, he's done the first radius of the circle. Where I don't know. He's done mega earnings. Dota 2 is Dota 2 news. They've just announced a card game. Have you played any of the card games that games have released?
I played that Hearthstone.
Right.
I'm
a huge Dota 2 fan, as you know. I would just got better things to do rather than just play a card game. I'd rather play the game.
It's so the thing with the card game is, it's really it starts off fun. You're like, it's like back when we used to be kids and you play Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever. It's like, you got these cards and you want to trump the better person. You got to play the right card at the right time. There's strategy to it. And then after about 4 games, you're like, this is boring as hell because chucking cards is. There's no fun to it, really. I mean, it's not as diverse as games like Dota where you have 60 heroes to pick from. Eventually, yeah, sure, if you had 5 decks of loads and loads of cards, and before each fight you had to choose what setup you wanted from each deck. Then sure, I'm sure that'd be fun. But the beginning is so boring, and there's so much to get done. It's like, I'm not interested in this. But there's a demographic there. People want to play it. There's people that love that kind of thing. So definitely people buy it. What else?
Yeah. Next, Dota 2 International.
They won 10 million, didn't they? Liquid.
Yeah, but the prize pool was 24 million. So that is incredible.
To think to play that they play. I mean, I know it's a lot of work, as in it's not work, but it's a lot of time investment to go in every day and train. And everyone sort of thinks, playing video games for a living would be amazing, and to an extent, obviously it is, and it would be, especially if you're earning $1 million or whatever. I mean, each of those players, there's five players in the Dota team, 6 with the coach. They must have taken home, at least 500 grand each.
Sorry, quickly. Malik Monk 5 has said, "Do you have a YouTube account?" Yes, we do. Also, for any audio streamers, we do have a YouTube account that you can obviously just type in MAViSMITH. The video's got there as well, so you can watch us. But we are just talking with our logo behind us. But
if you're on Twitch on your phone or on your computer, just scroll down by about 2 centimeters, and you'll see there's a YouTube link, Facebook link, and I think one other link, donation link or whatever. But we're going to add more links as we go. There's going to be, we're on Twitter, but we never update Twitter. I mean, I'm not a person that uses Twitter on a daily basis anyway, as it is at the moment. I just got to go on Facebook more than anything, just because I prefer Facebook as a platform at the moment. But eventually, yes, 100% will be over Twitter. We have an Instagram as well. I haven't linked that yet because we haven't posted. Again, we haven't used that too much at the moment because we're still getting it all up and running. But YouTube is there, and so is Facebook. So links are below. If not, just go onto YouTube, type in MAViSMITH, you'll find us. And yeah, I mean, please feel free to subscribe if you like what you see on there, because there'll be a lot more stuff coming in the coming months. So stay tuned.
Yeah. We'll move on from Dota 2 now, because we are. I can't remember what we're streaming it now. About an hour and 10 minutes now. Blown by. An hour and 5 minutes. So I get a bit ahead of myself. We'll move on to the questions. We'll try and get through these pretty swiftly, so we don't drag on too long. What skill should everyone have? Communication, without a doubt.
Communication. Just honestly, the most important skill of all is definitely communication. And when I say communication, it's not just what you say. It's not just like your vocabulary or anything like that. How you talk to people, and eye contact is huge. Like showing that confidence. Like in an interview, if you walked into an interview, you walk in, or obviously always shake your interviewer's hand. If you're then going to sit down and just look like this and be like, yeah, so I'd like a job at your company. I think I'd be, really beneficial, and then you're looking down, not making eye contact. They're not going to give you that, because communication and that connection between you and the person you're speaking to is important in every aspect of life, not just obviously interviews, but everything you do. So yeah, communication is a skill that everyone needs to have, and it's important that you work on that throughout your life. And I think you never stop getting better at it. You're always improving.
Exactly. If you're a dictator, what would be the pettiest reason? The pettiest reason for punishment of death?
Personally, if someone did something wild, kill them.
Yeah.
Reason, it'd be something really stupid like the woman would be like leaving the toilet seat up, something like that. But no, for me, I suppose it'd be someone that gets a knife, puts butter on their toast, same knife back into the butter, and then you get all the crumbs in the bread, in the butter. You get toast butter, crummy butter toast.
Right.
Mix.
I hate that shit. Yeah. But I remember I went around my friend's house. I can't remember who it was now. I think I do, but I'm not going to shame him. And I went to I went to have toast, and yeah, I opened up the butter. So filthy, I ended up just having, just toast.
Can't be dealing with that. Just if either get enough butter to do both slices of toast in that one glove of butter, because you could always take the excess off, or put a bit on the plate and then use it from the plate, or because it's different in America, they get little blocks of it, so it's a bit different. Or just give your knife a bit of a wipe. You got poly roll or tea towel, just give it a bit of a wash just before you use the next little go of butter. So punishable by Aladdin.
What instantly says I'm trashy? The fucking juicy sweatpants.
Dude, anything like that. The
there's a place near us called Basildon. There's a couple. Oh, you're not. You're technically fucking. You are from there, bro.
I'm not from.
You are. You come off. You can get to a big sign saying Basildon in about a minute or two.
But I moved up there like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm not from
anyway, there you can get like this. These people that I've never seen anywhere apart from Basildon. Remember, they just don't leave, and they just
breed within the area.
Yeah. Yeah, what about you?
Stamps, tattoos on the back of people's necks, and Stevie's got one. Or ankle tattoos of dolphins, just the standard basic bitch stuff.
Punishable by that.
Pretty trashy. Just.
What movie plot hole annoys you?
Anything with a paradox really, really gets to me. Anything that just you can quite clearly you've worked out immediately that plot does not make sense because it's a paradox. Anything with time travel pretty much has it. Even Back to the Future really has one. But anything like that annoys me because it's like the director or the writer hasn't thought that it doesn't work. And there's a handful of films that have dealt with time travel in the right way. And there's always paradoxes with that. But Interstellar was a really good film. But then when you find out that humans put the portal there so that they can travel faster, and then they got that, it's like, yeah, but who was the first person to do that? Because if humans have done that, then who was the first ever human being to go and do that in the first place? How did they do it if the portal wasn't there for them to? It's just paradoxes ruin plots. So for me, that's probably the thing I hate the most.
Last one. If World War III happened now, explain in the next 30 seconds what your plan would be. Starting now.
If it was on the news, World War III, I'd straight away go somewhere to stock up on tin food, things that will last a long time. I'd go straight home and say, right, fam, we need to leave. We need to head somewhere where we can get into a bunker, one near us in Brentwood, although I'm sure it doesn't work anymore.
It's also very secret.
There's no signpost. Take all the food that I got, all the tin food, and I'll probably go there with my family and lock up.
Cool.
What about you?
Let me start. I'm pretty much the same as you, but the problem is everyone would do that.
Yeah, well,
there's a place in the house called the Secret Nuclear Bunker, but there's signs everywhere saying where it is. It's like
it's not very secret.
Yeah, no, it's the complete opposite of secret. So everyone would go there, and I'm pretty sure that it doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work, but you got a better chance there than your house. Even if it doesn't work fully, there's going to be explosives.
Talk shit about your house. You're sitting in mine. Anyway, so we've been streaming for about an hour and 15 minutes or so. So I think we'll cut it now. As always, thanks for listening and watching. As we said, we do stream on Twitch starting between 8 and 9 for about an hour and minutes. We are on here, but we do just sit here and talk about stuff. We haven't really thought about what to do behind us, but I'm sure we'll think of a little creative mind. But it is just us talking. But the main point would be to come and chat with us, talk to us, and put us up on any of our opinions we have. As well, you can catch us on our YouTube channel. Just type in MAViSMITH, where we'll be uploading MAViSMITH Podcast every Monday, MAViSMITH Plays every Wednesday.
What?
Yeah. So also we will be throwing up random videos every now and again around these, maybe once every 2 weeks or so, if we have anything to upload, depending on time and whatnot. Anything for you to say?
No, just thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Later, guys.